Right, hello everyone, my name's MC Atlas, and welcome to the long overdue small-scale 1914 World Map Showcase. Here we are. Here is the full map room. I know, pretty basic, but to be honest, I don't really like building map rooms. If it bothers you, change it yourself, because there will be a download in the link of the description below, which you can download this map, play it on your own. I will be making it for both Java and Bedrock. Hopefully I can do Bedrock, I'm pretty sure I can. But anyways, here we are. This is the full map, 1914, my first ever completed historical map. Maybe the only one I do. I'm not opposed to other historical maps. But yeah, one thing for certain, that I should say is I won't be doing World War II, due to issues of just demonetization, and I've seen people who have done World War II series get terminated, particularly of, you know, what Germany was like back then. So no, I don't want that to happen, because this is a little bit of my livelihood, this channel. So yeah, anyways, here's the full map. We're gonna go outside of this map room, which is, you know, always on the tip of Cornwall in the United Kingdom. United Kingdom is different, of course. It was Ireland was part of the UK back then. I'm not entirely sure if this is the correct way to go about it with the Union Jack still centered in the island of Great Britain, but oh well, it's done like that anyways. France isn't much different. They don't have Alsace-Lorraine. Germany is quite different. They have half of Poland and that. I mean, this is all just basic stuff that you probably know in 1914. That is actually not what the flag of Austria-Hungary looks like, but this is like the most used one. Like, I'll throw a picture up on the screen of what it's supposed to be like, but I felt like that was a lot better of a design. It would have made for a lot better of a short. But yeah, anyways, yeah. Who knows? Once again, if it bothers you, download the map and change it yourself. You know, this is just my version of the map. I've heard apparently the Russian Empire, that coat of arms thing didn't really count, but at the same time, you know, for content reasons, you know, it looks a lot better. Plus, you know, look how sick this is. This looks pretty cool. I like Russian Empire. It was pain to build, so much a pain I did a live stream so that I could ease the pain, and actually that did help, because that did give me the motivation to actually build this. But yeah, that was a pretty fun live stream. I remember that one. Going back to Europe here, obviously there was a lot less countries in Europe because, well, you know, pretty much almost all of Eastern Europe was part of the Russian Empire at that time. You know, Austria-Hungary, you know, present day, you know, Austria and Hungary, as well as Croatia, Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Czechia, Slovakia, bit of Ukraine, I think, as well, and Poland, all part of that country. Montenegro is here, so is Serbia, and Albania and Greece. Greece didn't have that part though. That was part of Bulgaria at the time. Then we have the Ottoman Empire, really long-lasting country. You know, usually when I think of Ottoman Empire, I think before World War I, but like that survived into that. And then, yeah, the Middle East is a bit weird because this gray section wasn't really claimed by any country. It was mostly just nomadic tribes, I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure that's it. But yeah, no one really had any control over that, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, going into Africa, pretty much all colonized. Except for Ethiopia, that was its thing. And Liberia technically wasn't a colony, but it was founded by, you know, freed American slaves. So in that sense, it was sort of an American colony of Africa. But apart from those two, all of Africa is actually just European countries. Of course, I did have the flag of Belgian Congo. I'm pretty sure it wasn't called Zaire back then. That was just a country that preceded it. But yeah. Also, South Africa has its own flag as well, but the rest of them are just Union Jack. Let's head over to Asia here. We have Persia. I'm pretty sure it was still called that back then. Afghanistan as well. Interesting flag. Mostly black. That's pretty fun to build. British Raj was another one I like to build. Tibet was pretty fun too, although I did have a bit of frustration with the flag because it's kind of complicated. Also, I didn't know Nepal. Well, for one, I thought Nepal and Bhutan were part of the British Raj back then, but I guess not. But Nepal did have the green outline instead of the blue one, which it has now. Obviously, Tibet was independent. This was the Republic of China, I'm pretty sure this was called. I didn't know that parts of that kind of area was under European and Japanese influence. Flag of Mongolia is interesting. And of course, Tanatuva. Well, this technically isn't Tanatuva, it's Urankei Krai, I think. It was a protectorate of Russia, but technically separate, so that's what that is. Tanatuva didn't come around till 1917. This is Japan. They had Korea at the time. A lot of Koreans were kind of confused because I don't think they teach the fact that Korea was actually under Japanese rule under that. But yeah. Oh yeah, they also did own a bit of Sakhalin, in which also get another number of Japanese people kind of confused how they don't still own that in the present day, but that's under Russian control now. American Philippines, pretty cool. Dutch East Indies as well, pretty cool. Siam, this was a cool flag. I quite like Siam. I did spend quite a bit on the flag though, because I didn't know what colors to use, because I don't know, quite unusual colors for the shadows of the elephant. Going over to Oceania, doesn't really look much different now. Australia and New Zealand are independent, I'm pretty sure. They have their own flags. The only countries that are really different are the islands and Papua New Guinea. Of course, we have Antarctica on this map, although that True North, not True North, True South flag? I don't know, I'll whack the one I'm talking about on the screen right now. That's the one I'm referring to. That was obviously didn't exist back then. I don't know if there was flag proposals for Antarctica back then. I'm pretty sure there were. Heading over here, obviously, heading over to South Africa. Walvis Bay, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. That was owned by the British, even though the rest of Namibia was held by the Germans. Alright, here we are to South America. This actually doesn't really look that much different to modern day South America. Obviously Paraguay owns a bit more of what Paraguay owns a bit more of what Bolivia has right now. Ecuador is also quite a bit bigger. Peru took over this kind of part as well. The Venezuelan flag looked different, and the Guianas had not reached independence yet. Well, I mean, French Guiana still doesn't, but you know, it's neither here nor there. Caribbean doesn't really look much different, neither does Central America. Obviously, nowadays Honduras has the light blue flag, whereas back then still had the, well, back then up until like 2022, it still had this dark blue flag. I like the Mexican flag. This flag looks pretty cool. I like the fact that it's different back then, because, you know, especially by the end, it was kind of looking similar. And well, I thought the Canada would be a lot bigger of a pain than I thought it was. But considering most of the coat of arms was kind of like taken over by the Hudson Bay, made it a bit easier. Also, Newfoundland and Labrador was independent at the time. And yeah, Denmark still owns Greenland. They also owned Iceland at the time. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I did build, what's that called? Svalbard, off camera. That was like the last thing I did before I did this ocean part. Or no, I think I did it after the ocean part. But yeah. There was also Alaska there, but I mean, like, whatever. Anyways, and that takes us back to the United Kingdom here, where we're gonna go back to the map room. Unfortunately, map room extends all the way up to this thin little line up here. Whereas, and then you have, which leaves you this big chunk of grass. So it looks really weird, but yeah, that's just kind of the reality of it. But anyways, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to, there we go, that looks better. That's what the full map room looks like. Anyways, once again, link in the description below if you want to download And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a like. If you didn't, drop a dislike. The buttons are to use it. Please feel free, nobody stopping you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Safe.